Thank you for joining me for this week's Pick a Card reading, which is timeless, a past life, how it is affecting you now. So this is going to be how a past life is affecting your current one and how it's playing a role. So we're not going to necessarily look into a primary theme, just a place where a past life is playing a role in this one and how you can integrate it now, what you're working on there. So that is how this is to benefit you. And again, this one is timeless. So I do want to give a shout out and a thanks to all my subscribers. Thank you so much. I love you and appreciate all of your comments. I really love to hear how the readings connect with you, and I really do appreciate all of your likes as well, as they do benefit me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And I'm Seqkat, by the way, from SeqkatsEnlightenmentJewelry.com, and I'm glad to have you here with me. Now go ahead and take a moment and look at the totems and tune in and see which one may be calling to you. You can even take a deep belly breath to kind of line in with your higher self to help you tune back in with your intuition. You can use any method of your own that you know and utilize that works really well for you. If you're looking for a little guidance, maybe you can find that your eyes keep falling on a certain one, and you can look away and test it and see if it falls back on there. And if anytime you try one of the totems and you feel like it's not fitting you, try the other ones. Sometimes I do that in tarot cards. Sometimes I just can't quite tune in. And if you need more time than I'm affording you here, by all means feel free to pause the video. And once you have found the totem that is right for you, you can either scroll down to the end of the bar and you'll see the chapters, and you can click on the chapters matching your totem, or you can scroll down to the description box below and find the timestamp matching your totem there. Okay, I will meet you at your totem. Okay, welcome if you chose the Raven totem for this week's Pick a Card reading, which is timeless, a past life that is affecting you now. So what we're going to look at now is a theme card that is your theme that you're working on now in your current life from a past life connection. So it's not necessarily the main theme, it is just a theme that you're working on that came from a past life that you are connected to. So that's where we're going to start with your theme card there. Okay, so your theme card is to stay strong. And what I'm going to do now is pull some tarot on your theme card. So this is going to look at your life now. And then we're going to pull a row for looking at your past life. And do keep in mind, as I do this, this is a general reading. So this is fitting for many of you. So you want to tune in, because I'm going to give you different scenarios for that which is aligned with your particular story. Because I have this tuned to many of you that will be coming in for it to fit your particular story. So stay strong. So my initial take for that, for some of you, I feel like is perhaps you are like facing some type of challenge. It could be mental, emotional, physical, situational, relationship-anal, financial. There's all kinds of things we do here. And you're working on staying strong through it all. Okay, so yeah, we're getting a lot of theme cards here, and that's, I don't usually get this many, but it's understandable considering there's many of you here. So let's have a look, see what's going on here. Yeah, we got a lot going on with our theme. It's like it's almost the whole run. All right, so what you're working on right now, some of you are dealing with some fierce competition, and this is going on in your life right now, not your past life. You keep stressing that. And probably that fierce competition is playing a role for some of you that you're feeling very trapped in this situation, and you are thus manifesting that which you dislike, not manifesting your dreams come true, because that's coming in reverse. And you can have help, but you have to turn this card around. You have to be willing to look up and ask for that help. You want to go into that spiritual help and ask for that spiritual guidance to help you in your situation, to get you trapped out of that. So this is something that you're dealing with now that will connect with your past life as we can continue forward. Now, some of you are embarking a new journey. Perhaps you're coming off of this mess. Maybe you were trapped. Maybe you were manifesting your contracts. Maybe you were entangled, and you're coming off of that into a new journey. And if you are, that new journey looks positive. Choose your dreams. What is stirring your heart? You want to go for those and choose those. Sow your seeds there, and your harvest will definitely come in, which will definitely lead to your happily ever after. So, some of you might be just now starting that path, or are on that path that's coming from that, having cleared up the messy side. Now, some of you may still be in the mess, but that is your future. The staying strong, this is what, if you clear this up, this is what awaits you. Getting on that new path, choosing your heart's desires, moving in that direction, sowing your seeds there, which will lead you to happily ever after. So in those regards, those are actually very good. Okay, so now that is your present day. Now let's take this row of tarot that's coming up next and see the past life that is affecting that. And what I will do is shuffle up the whole row and start reading once I got your whole row. And I'm going to also drop some on the floor. Okay, we're going to have a blip because this is going to take a second. So I'll blip it for you, so it won't take that long. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All the cards are off the floor, nicely laid out. Saved you tons of time. And let's see if we can get a few more. Here we go. I think that's the rest of our row. Okay, so your past life. Let's take a peek at this. And again, general reading. This is going to tune to many of you, so listen to what feels right to you and how it could be affecting your life and where you are in those different scenarios, which your storyline fits from what I did on the theme card. Okay, there were some challenges in your past that you were able to navigate through easily. So that could be reflecting to some of you that we're seeing that you're doing well now. So that could be playing a role. You had some challenges in your past life and you learned how to stay strong and get out of the mess in your life currently and get on a good path that is going to lead you to your happily ever on this one. So that is playing a role. You're leaning on that strength from that past life. Now, some of you experienced some betrayal, and we got some of that fierce competition going on in your life right now. So you did, and I mean, when it's reversed like that, it really hit the heart. There was grief with it, and it's difficult to stay strong. So I don't know how bad your mess is here, what contrast is that you are definitely manifesting in your life right now and feeling trapped in a situation with fierce competition. Betrayal could have been business partner, could have been a romantic partner, and that can really hit hard. So that could be playing a role in that. So you're trying to clear that out. You might be karmic relationships with those people too that are affecting that, and you're working all of that out with those people now. It looks like some of you failed to go after a path of your heart. And see, in this lifetime, you are being invited to do exactly that. They're suggesting you choose what's of your heart. So if you fail to do it in that lifetime, you're given that opportunity to stay strong in this one and do that in this one. Now, some of you did heed your higher self, and those are probably the ones that navigated through challenges with ease. And that is always good when you're heeding your higher self. So for those of you that were tuned in and listening back then, that was great. Now the others, you didn't follow the path of your heart. You didn't follow that which was ideal for you either. You kind of probably went into that survival mode instead of going for that which was thrival, which kind of led you into some overwhelm. And you were being invited to stay strong. Then it was taking strength. So there was a type of strength that I think failed to occur. And this is what led to some betrayal and some problems that you clashed into and experienced. And some of you that are going through that mess right now, or even if you've been through it and you've gotten over it, this is coming from that last lifetime to clear that. And it's going back to learning to be on that strength, to staying strong. That is what it is all about. You know, like the warrior type, you're having to get into your strength here. Some of you, from what I'm seeing with the Queen of Cups here, so this is, remember, general reading. It's going to have a different read for many of you, so tune in. Some of you very well may have been psychics in your past lifetime, and that's where you're healing your higher self, tuning in and listening to that, and navigating through challenges with ease. Some of you, because it's positive, it's upright. Some of you also could have been very loving, nurturing mothers, or not very loving, nurturing mother type. So that could have been a playing role too, in things going well, for those of you that experienced that. And some of you really did deal heavily with a honorary ego. Ego was really running things and controlling things for you and messing things up, and that's what will lead you to mayhem, and that will lead you into betrayal, and that will keep you definitely off of following the path of your heart, because your ego is all about survival and it's scared to go follow the path of your heart, and also keep you off of going for that which is ideal for you, because it's going to be focused on survival. And that is what you're being invited to stay strong in this lifetime, because some of you are dealing with messes right now here too, and you're resisting that spiritual help. When you're resisting that spiritual help, you're going back to that ego. And the reason why we resist it is because it's going back to that survival also. And if you're there now, that's what's keeping you off of the thrival path of choosing your heart's, the new journey, or the journey of choosing your heart's desire. It's going to be a positive journey. It's going to sow the seeds of your heart's desires, and they will come in fruitfully and lead you to your happily ever after. So if you failed it in that lifetime, you're getting that opportunity to figure that out in this one, and you can do it. So utilize what you failed to happen in that lifetime. Utilize that to help you in this one, is what you should really do here. Okay, so does that make sense? All right, so let me pull up any advice real quick. Any advice for this lifetime? Okay, and I'm not even going to do a full row, just going to do a few here to help you out. Okay, so Hierophant. Lean into your spirituality, definitely doing that. They're inviting you to do that. That will help you in this lifetime from wherever you were struggling in that past life and bring it into this one. And they're addressing the nightmares and things that you dislike being in your reality, and that's definitely for those when you are in that pile and you feel like you're in a stalemate, you're stuck, you feel like you're definitely trapped. Look at this. They're inviting you to do the very opposite of what you did in that past lifetime. Here, you were supposed to get on that new journey of following your heart, and here they're inviting you to do that, and you didn't do it in that past lifetime, so they're definitely inviting you to do that here. And then here we've got the Chariot. So yeah, this one was about we needed to rein in the ego, and we failed to do that. We stayed on the survival path. And this one is surrender to that higher self and let good things come in, and they'll come in new for you, and they'll come in fast and easily. But you're going to have to stop resisting listening to spirit, and that is what will help you there. Okay, guys, so there's your reading. I hope you find it beneficial. Until next time, much love and much light. Okay, welcome to this week's Pick a Card reading, which is timeless, how a past life is affecting you now. So welcome if you chose the Wolf Totem for this one. And your theme card. Now your theme card is going to be based on what you're working on in your current life. And then I'm going to pull some tarot on your current life. So we're going to look at that. And then we'll pull tarot on your past life that is affecting you in your current life. So the theme that you're working on now in your current life, and this does not necessarily mean this is your main theme, just a theme that is going to be connected to the past life that we're going to be looking at. And keep in mind, this is a general reading, so I have this tuned to many of you, so tune in to how the different scenarios will fit you, because I will cover them all and which ones align with you. So tune in for that. And yours is Seek the Lesson. is reversed, so we want to pay a little extra special attention to that. Okay, so we seek the lesson. The first imprint that I'm getting with that is we've got to step out of the story and see the overall bigger picture. There is probably, since we're looking at a past life, a lesson that we're going to be involved in this one that we failed to get in that past life, so it's being brought to us again in this one. So let's pull some tarot on that particular theme in your life right now. Okay. And we'll go see if we got any more coming up, because there is quite a few of you here. Okay, so currently what we got going on, we have the Lovers card here. Now it is upright, but we've got some little issue. All the rest of the cards are issuic, meaning we have issues. One here, we're trying to fit a square peg to fit a round hole. Are you trying to force a relationship that really doesn't work? Now this is in reverse, this is interesting. Are you trying to force something to work in your love life that isn't working? That is the question I'd have to ask. You know what it is. Some of you very well may be in a stalemate with your lover. And I'm saying lover because this is the main one coming up. And you're manifesting contrast, things that you're disliking that it's not working out. And you do have the Tower card here. Now, when the Tower card comes in, this one's in reverse, I kind of look at it this way. This is how I see the Tower card. Your spirit guides are here to nudge you and help you get on your thriving path. So is your higher self. Source has desires to live and experience through you. Angels nudge you and help you, and they whisper, and we get nudges. And our ego doesn't like to listen to those nudges because it gets scared. It's all about survival, not the thrival that spirit's trying to bring us down to. And when we don't listen, they bring in the Tower card. Bam! They knock it out the hard way. So all of this is pointing at the lovers, or maybe even a partnership. This could even be a business partnership because it is partner. So I'm centralizing on this. Even for some of you, this could be a twin, like a twin sibling, because this, of course, is Gemini and represents twins, and or this could represent a twin flame. Some of the things that are going on there. So you'll have to tune into your current relative reality and see how that fits you. I'm also intuitively getting, for some of you, this could have been a past lover in a past lifetime. Situation and scenarios that you experienced that have come back into your lifetime this time. So for some of you, you're in a positive relationship with your lover, but the two of you together are going through some hardships. Y'all are good, but it's like your outside world scenarios. Perhaps you're with family members that you're contrasting with, or friends, or just the work world, whatever. So y'all might be doing fine together, but there's something that y'all struggle with world-wise outside the two of you two before, and you're being brought together to seek and learn that lesson together again. So for some of you, the scenario is a little bit different. So you're going to tune into your relative reality and how that definitely fits you. Okay, so now what we're going to do is pull tarot of your past life that is pointing at and affecting your current life now, and this particular scenario, in this particular area. And what I will do is I will pull up your entire row, and then I will start reading. Okay, ooh, we might have the whole row here. They are ready to talk. Let's see. Maybe I can get one, two more. Let's see. Few more. Okay. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Again, general read. Many of you listen to the scenario that you feel is attuned and aligned, connecting with your life now. Okay, so it looks like some of you planted some good seeds back in that past life and they came in. And I think that is going to point to those that are in a positive relationship with each other. And I think that's pointing at your particular relationship or partnership. Now, this could also represent partnership. Lovers kind of usually means lovers, but for some of you it could just be representing partnership. Or twin siblings or twin flames. Okay. We did fail. We were definitely on a type of survival path in this past instead of going for the thrival. That's not surprising. The ego is very good at that, even in this lifetime. So that's not surprisable at all. It looks like you were dealing with having to really stand your ground, so maybe some opposition. So for some of you, together, maybe you had some opposition with the world. Maybe your beliefs were contrasting with some cultural beliefs back in that time. Y'all were getting persecuted. So for some of you, it will fit you in that. For some of you, it may not even be that. You just were, as a couple, for some of you, it could have just been you were being persecuted and you were needing to stand your ground, and that was very difficult. And you weren't feeling like yourself in some form of fashion. And of course you're not, because you're not in alignment when you're following that ego survival path. Now some of you really were being who you were called to be and being yourself. And that's always good. And those are probably the ones that sowed the seeds and got in the harvest that they wanted. And they were actually together and aligned to vibe track. Now, for some of you with this one, I am getting a feel like a spiritual clan. So like it could have been even like a Wiccan group or something. You had your group and you're being who you are and you're bringing your seeds, but you still very well could have had to deal with oppression from the world. Definitely that. And this card for you could be representing that partnership, even though it would be more than one. And it could not necessarily be Wiccan. It could have definitely been, you know, spiritual. It could have been a spiritual belief or whatever. It could have been church, whatever it was for you in that past life. So tune in to how you feel like this may be fitting you. Okay, now, some of you were dealing with a tangled mess with people in that lifetime, and of course we are. We're on that survival path, and we're dealing with having to stand our ground here, and someone was feeling left out of the cold. So yeah, we were dealing with that, and then we could have been dealing with it as a group, aligned as that group, because this one is upright and positive, aligned as that group, and we could have been dealing with the oppression from the other persecutors. So that could definitely be doing that. And then of course, dealing with such makes you feel out of balance. Like I said, some of you were being who you were, but some of you were feeling out of sorts, and that was definitely those that you were listening to your egoic self and following the egoic path. Definitely feeling out of sorts, not being who you are, versus the ones that were, and that of course is going to make you feel out of balance. Now those of you that were definitely being who you were, definitely sowing those seeds and bringing in your harvest, you were definitely had some success, say that one 3 times really fast, in what you were doing there. So that was really good. You had a very successful journey. So that was very good in that regard. So I think for those of you that were on that positive connection, that were successful, being who you were, you had this line to vibe tribe, I really think you were on a successful journey. I think what you really did deal with, honestly, is I think you might have been dealing with the persecution of others. And you might be feeling like in this lifetime, you're kind of a bit like an outsider. You know, not many people understand me. I'm so different. I'm so weird. I'm so unique. What's wrong with you? You're not like everybody else. So you might be dealing with that. And you might find a few friends or a lover or a partner or people in a group that you're into, and there's just a lot less of you than there are them. And that is the lesson that you are dealing with, is stay true to be you. Because some of you might have failed at that survival technique and that wasn't being who you are and feeling like you weren't, you might have caved because you might not have held your ground and held your defense, and you might have caved, and this is who you left out in the cold, is yourself, caved to fit in. So some of you might be dealing with that. And then of course that pulled you out of balance. And that was the lesson you were supposed to learn, to be strong and have integrity in being who you are. And that could be in this lifetime where that tower is going to come in and knock that crap out. Because here again, some of you are trying to force some kind of square peg into a round hole, something to fit that's not fitting. And you really need to turn this into actually going for that which you desire. So that could be happening. And that is not manifesting. This is manifesting your contrast in doing that. When you're trying to force it, and force is not flow. Flow manifests your desires. Forcing something that's not working is not flow. So that is some of the lesson and how that is coming back and playing a role. And then some of you are feeling like you're in a stalemate with others too, and that's getting sticky as well, because you're not choosing to go for what your heart's desire is. And that's where you need to go. So what I'm going to do now really quick is just pull up a few cards here for some advice for you in this life with your connection to your past life. Sorry, my hair is tickling my nose. And see how that can benefit you. And we'll just pull up a few. Okay, one. Now I'm gonna pull up a few more. Oh, see, there two. There we go. Okay, so Six of Pentacles. So some type of don't cave in to fit in. People are like, we'll take care of you, we'll do this for you, we'll give you something, we'll support you, but you got to be like us. It serves them, it doesn't serve you. Don't do that in this lifetime. That's going to lead you to feeling overwhelmed because you're not going to be you. And that is going to bring you into competing and fighting and striving. And it isn't going to bring you into success. And some of you experienced a success that stayed true and had integrity to who you are. Some of you, that was the lesson that you were to learn, but you didn't learn that. And that's what's affecting you. And then, here we've got the Eight of Swords, going back to feeling trapped. So if you don't learn that lesson, then that's where you're going to be stuck. You're feeling like you're in that stalemate. You're going to be stuck. We've got to learn that lesson. So that is definitely the advice. The biggest advice is for those of you who didn't learn it, to be true to you and have integrity to do that. For others of you that did do that and had your support group, the lesson I think you are to learn here honestly, the word seriously is coming into forgiveness. You might be going through oppression from others again and you're feeling persecuted again. Forgiveness is what I'm getting. Forgive them for their ignorance and being able to respect you for your difference. And just love them for who they are. Again, remain true and maintain your integrity. But don't worry about what they think, even if it's different from you or even if they're judging and criticizing you. Put yourself in a bubble. Their criticisms are coming and hitting you like darts, but they don't affect you. That's your choice to let them affect you. I think that is your lesson. It's just, and that's where the karmic relationships coming back. The people that played a role in that past life are back in this life playing that role again. And this is just for you to learn to forgive them. So that's for those of you on that path. Just forgive them. See your own blessings. See how you are doing well. Send them loving energy and the best, and hope for them that they will learn their own lessons so that they can do well. And just stay true to you and who you are. And then some of you are learning to be true to you and be who you are and find your success and not worry about others ousting you, so to speak. So this is how I think this is playing for you. And I hope you find this helpful. Thank you. Until next time, much love and much light. Okay, welcome. If you chose the cat totem for this week's pick card reading, which is timeless, how a past life is affecting you now. So what we're going to do now is look at a theme card that is a theme in your life that is happening right now. And then we will look at cards that are going to show how the past life is affecting that and how that's pointing back. So your theme card is Seek Your Answers Within. And it is reversed. We need to pay special attention to that, a little extra attention. Okay, so keep in mind this is a general reading, so I have this tuned to many of you, your different, unique, relative realities. So tune in as I'm going to pull some tarot cards to expand on your theme card right now. Now this does not necessarily, I can say that, mean that this is your main theme in life. This is just a theme that is going to be connected to the past life that the cards are going to reveal to you. Something that you're connecting and working on that you worked on from there and it's connecting to this one. Now, learning to tune in within. So for some of you, what my initial read is on this one is that you're learning to like trust your intuition and not necessarily listen to everybody else's answers. Okay, and we have a lot of cards coming up for the theme, and I'm not surprised as this is a general reading. So there's going to be many of you in your unique relative realities. So definitely listen to the ones that feel aligned with you. Yeah, we got a lot here. Okay, so let's see what we got going here. Okay, so for some of you, this is your life now. I will stress where we are to keep you on track. There's a delay in starting a new journey of some type. We are really bumping heads with people. And there's a lack of family support, so you could possibly bumping heads with family. And this might go back into who's going to show up in your past life. And it may not show who, but it could be people from your past life that this bumping ahead is happening again. So this is for some of you. And this is one where your values are just different, and they're going to be different, and there's no changing that in perspective. So you just have to accept them for who they are. Accept you for who you are too. Don't cave in your values to them. Hold on to your values either. Love yourself for who you are. Love them for who they are. Allow them to be them, and allow you to be you. That's what love does. Love allows. So for some of you, you're dealing with that. And this right here is not leading to a family legacy. This is conflicting and impeding a family legacy. So their opinions are not important. Yours are of you, because you need to go within and trust you. And you're going to want to find your aligned vibe tribe. So if this is biological family, or even people that you chose to be with and it's just not aligned, you're going to want to find your aligned vibe tribe for things to be easier for you and more aligned. So you're going to want to let go of that which is toxic for you, that is impeding you attaining the family legacy, so to speak. Okay, so now for some of you, you are, oh, and for those of you, this is a life lesson for those of you going through that. Now for some of you, you have a true offer of love or an offer from the heart. Somebody is offering you something, and it really is true. And you might be struggling to trust that from life experiences, and you may have had experience with them in a past life that's making it difficult for you to trust that. The universe is saying, yeah, this is it, go for it, this is true, trust that. So your journey, could be a new journey with this, is being delayed because you're having to work with learning to trust that, tuning into your intuition to hear the truth that this is aligned for you and this is right for you. Some of you are teachers, are masters of something, and then you can teach others. And the universe is definitely supporting you to do that as well. And it's like they can apprentice under you, or you can teach many too, and they can learn from under you. Or there could be you're apprenticing under someone and learning more from them. And you need to just tune into your intuition. It is going to connect. So when this one's talking about that intuition, this is going to tell me this mastering, whether you're the apprentice or the master or the teacher or the student, which even the master is the student, we start there. This tells me this is more into the spiritual arena, more into the spiritual gifts, because we're really having to utilize that intuition. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for all of your takes for your current life. So now what we're going to look at is the past life that is affecting the situations in your current life now. So we'll pull up a row of tarot for that, and now we'll pull up the entire row and then start reading the cards for you. I might have got the row there. Let's see. Yes, we did. Okay, very good. Okay, so yeah, back to those of you in that apprenticeship or the mastership. I told you with more of the spiritual, definitely. Psychic gifts, clairvoyance, we're definitely looking at that with this card coming up. So it's definitely fitting for that. So yes, definitely doing that. For those of you that are dealing with clashing and conflict, and if it's with that family, you might definitely be dealing with a biological mother who's very cold mother. So yeah, you might be dealing with that, and you probably dealt with them. You might be dealing with it now because you might have dealt with them as a past life because they were a mother to you in that past life. So some of you might be dealing with that situation. It could be possible in that past life you could have possibly been the cold one. Keep that in mind too. Definitely in this past life, some of you were definitely following the ego. Very natural, normal, it's the default for humans to follow the ego's survival, which definitely pulled you out of balance. And if you're engaging in that in this situation, they definitely want you to let go of that. Now, some of you, okay, so also this psychic clairvoyant, when I was touching that, I didn't come back to. She's also a very loving mother type. So some of you could have been a very loving mother in this past life. We also, and that's with the Queen of Cups, and we also have the King of Cups coming up here. So some of you could have been very loving, nurturing, caring father also. So it could be pointing at you. And, or two, this also could show that you could have been in a good couplehood where you were both loving parents, or you could have had loving parents. When I see the same suit come up, I see couplehood there. So some of you might be having that showing up. And they could be affecting you now as the aligned vibe tribe. So maybe they were your parents back in the past time, because some of you are in an aligned vibe tribe. Some of you are being invited to go there. But they could have been that to you in a past life, and they're not your parent in this one, but they are part of your aligned vibe tribe, and you feel that connection because they were there for you. And they could be the ones definitely offering you a true offer from the heart, because their souls know you and love you and care for you. And that's what they're offering there too. Here we go, starting a new journey. This was like a journey of the heart, and this represented being a successful journey. And also here, a journey of the passionate desires, and this showed a successful journey. So some of you were successful in these situations. Some of you, especially with this one, now some of you maybe failed because we did not rein in that ego, in the ego thrival. So you didn't embark these. So you fail to enjoy the victory and success of embarking these paths because the ego was so focused on that survival, it was scared to reach out and go for that. So that can happen too. And that could be a situation, a scenario that played a role. And that could be a life lesson that you're learning in this particular life, to definitely, universe is supporting you to go for that which is aligned with your heart. Someone's offering you something from the heart. Also, we want to follow that heart. We need to heed and listen to the intuition. The intuition comes from the heart. So we fail to heed the heart from the survivability before, and that led to failure. So let's learn that lesson now here so that you can be in success in this one. Because see, this one's saying starting a new journey, but there's a delay in success. If you can learn that, then you can turn this right up and embark that journey, which is going to lead you to success. You definitely have the universe supporting you, saying, yes, that is the direction to go. So we're definitely looking at that. So I'm going to pull up really quickly now a few more tarot, just to give you some advice for today based on your culmination of how your past was affecting your current time now. I'm not going to necessarily pull the whole row, I'm just going to pull a few. Okay, so you're being invited to step out of the story. Look at the bigger picture and see what the soul is up to. We want to get into that. When the Queen of Swords is showing up, right, she sees things from a neutral perspective. She sees things from a logical perspective and a grander spiritual perspective, stepping out of the sticky details of the story. So if you got all this conflict going on and you're lacking family support, there's impeding a family legacy, and you need to let go of all of this, it's really just so easy for that. You get all stuck in this nitty gritty stuff and you can't hear your own intuition because this is so loud and screaming out at you. Step out. What is the purpose of this? What am I supposed to gain from this? What opportunity does this bring me to grow and expand myself, to become a bigger and better person for myself? So that's what you want to look at. And here you've got the Nine of Swords and they're in reverse. And they're telling you you're definitely experiencing that which you don't want to experience. It is in your relative reality with this mess. They're definitely affirming that. And that mess is definitely what you, like I said, you've got to step out of those sticky, nasty details and see what you can fix so that you can turn this delay around and get on your path of success. You can manifest your desires. They're definitely reaffirming that for you. You are the manifester. You have some true offer coming from the heart here. The universe is definitely supporting that. Definitely heed your intuition. You are either a master and you are to be a teacher, or you are a student to learn, or this could be a life lesson. And you want to definitely, if you're not already in your vibe tribe, embrace that. You want to bring in your desires, and you can, and you have the power. You are the magician. You can do this. And then you've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. So yeah, stepping out of that picture, getting out of those sticky details, letting go of those details, and learning that life lesson is what's going to help you create that journey, that path that is going to be successful. And this is the Ace of Pentacles. The Pentacles is about success. Your success in your business, success in your finances, success in getting your family together, getting it all, because it leads to the family legacy. So that is what that one is there for. So there you go. So I hope you find this helpful. And until next time, much love and much light.